Hi guys, today we are reviewing the Casio Sports watch model SGW100 1VEF. This is a sports watch with a thermometer and a compass built in. In the review we'll go through the style, features as well as dimensions. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, we have a nice Casio box for the watch. It's quite a large box. That's because it's split into two sections. You'll see you've got a box inside here with the watch in it, and then we've got a large section here for instruction books. Now we've got a few bits and bobs of the instruction books. We've got the register and win card, the international warranty, a little bit telling us about how to dispose of waste correctly, and then we've got the user manual. And this user manual is just purely for this watch. It's not for all models. It is only for this watch, but it's in about 50,000 different languages. Although, to be fair, so in total you've actually got 68 pages on how to set and use this watch and how to go through all of the features that are with the watch, which means it is quite a complicated watch, as you could gather. We've got a nice watch box. Tells us on the front it's a direction sensor, temperature sensor, and it's 200 meters water resistant. It's got a nice bit of cushioning across it to save the watch. And inside, of course, we've got our watch on its little stand. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got a digital watch. It's got a fully plastic case. We've got sort of a silvery effect to one side. Got black bits here with the black pushers. Same on the other side, looks exactly the same. You've got a little bit sticking out, and then you've got your black pushers. You've got a plastic strap, so it's a very flexible plastic strap. It tells us on there that it's got a compass and a thermometer. You've got a retainer. You've got this sort of like tyre with sort of diamond pattern on it. You've got a metal clasp for the buckle in black. We've got lots of adjustment points on the bracelet. So plenty of room to adjust it all the way up to the smallest, probably minutest, probably never ever going to wear wrist size. We've got a couple of metal buckle parts holding the strap in place on here. And then we've got this screw-on stainless steel back. Tells us the model number of the watch, that it's CE compatible, and that it's water resistant to 200 meters. If we come to the face of this watch, you can see that we've got sort of screwed down bezel parts. So the case is screwed down in places on the sides. You've got 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then up at the top here again in the shoulders you've got these screws holding it together. And then of course you've got the markers to tell us what features are on the buttons. So we've got light, comp, which stands for the compass, mode button, and an adjust button. You've then got the compass itself on this inner bezel, and then you've got sort of like an inner shoulder as well, which is a very slight inner shoulder. Tells us it's a digital compass. You've got a few more buttons for search and select and set when you're selecting some of the features. And again at the bottom it tells us it's an illuminator watch. Down here on the strap it also tells us it's water resistant to 200 meters again. So as you can see, as I said, this is a digital watch, all digital face. It's got a slightly blue edge to it and a slight bit of green along the top. Now most watches are these kinds. They've got mini features. It's always done from the same mode button at the side. So the mode button on this watch works no different than the other Casio watches. You press mode, goes into world time, tells you where you are. You can set up to about 30 different world times. Stopwatch feature. So stopwatch, you start with the bottom pusher down here. Stop it with the same pusher. Press the top pusher over this side. Resets it. Next mode is the timer. So it's a countdown timer. And again at the moment it's set to count down 23 hours 59 minutes. But you can set that to anything you want as low as a minute. Again, press that to stop it. Top one to reset it. Then you've got the alarm. Now you've actually got the top, it tells you here the time. As you'll notice in this bar across the top, sort of like this greeny coloured bar, you've got the time still at 21:20. It now tells us it's on alarm 1. Now there's 5 different alarms for this watch, so you can set 5 different times if you really struggle to get up. Press it back and it goes back to the normal time, seconds and date at the top. Now, to get the compass to work properly, this watch does feature a compass, as I said at the beginning. The compass feature really needs to be laid flat, which is quite difficult to do here. But if you press the compass button, which is this C button down here, The watch goes into compass mode, measures the compass, tells you the direction bearing, and then also tells you the temperature. So the ambient temperature around the watch is 24.6 degrees. Now that only lasts for 10 seconds and then it goes back to this dotted display, because it's a measurement. It's measuring it all the time, and it's measuring temperature all the time, but the compass isn't measuring all the time. It's only when you press it. But it's ideal if you are walking, if you're out and about, you've got a map with you and you want to know where you are or position you're in, and you want to know which direction to head in. You literally look at your wrist, press the button once, off it goes, and then you're away to go again. The watch also has a light feature, and the light feature is not so easy to show you like this, but hang on a minute. So to see the light, you press the button at the top, or you turn the watch towards your wrist, and you get the light. The light just lights up in the numbers, as you can see. The nice thing about this watch is it's quite a tough watch. It's a watch for going out and wandering around with. It's not ridiculously expensive though, like some of the G-Shocks. So some sites, including Watch Shop, called it a ProTrek, although it's not actually a ProTrek watch, because the ProTrek watches are about £300. So this, they call this sort of a mini ProTrek, although they put it in their ProTrek section because it has some of the features like the water resistance, temperature and compass that you get on some of the dearer ProTrek watches. But these watches came out years and years ago. I mean, this is still available. You can still buy this watch now. Currently, I think the cheapest price is on Amazon. But these watches have been around for a while. Casio have been selling watches with temperature, compass. They do models with barometer, altimeter, all of these smart features, including names, addresses, phone numbers, all sorts of other features, calculators, stuff like that, for years and years and years, since the late 80s and the early 90s. So these are sort of like your smart watches way before smartwatches were invented. These particular models don't count your steps, but there are models that have had step and heart rate in them as well before, a long time before the so-called, as I said, smartwatches came along. So these watches, very cheap. I mean, this watch, you can get it for around about £70. I said on Amazon's a really good deal at the moment, but the average price is £70 or £80. And it's really good value for money for the features that it gives you, especially, as I said, if you're going to use it as a swimming or outdoors watch. So guys, if we come to the sizes, it's got quite a small face. The face is 28mm. The case of the watch is 46mm. If you include the crown, and we don't have a crown on this watch, but if you include the two sides here, it actually makes it 48mm in width. The strap is 20mm measured at this part here, and the thickness is not too bad actually. Some of the G-Shock watches are very, very thick. This isn't. It's still quite a comfortable and easy watch to wear, so they've only made it 14mm deep. And weight wise, because it's all plastic, it's got a little bit of metal on the back and these strap retainers, but it's all plastic. It weighs 55 grams. So again, it's one of them watches you really don't notice you're wearing it, but it's very, very useful, as I said, to give you temperature readings, compass bearings, and of course you can use it, as I said, as a tough watch out swimming. It doesn't matter if you get it knocked about. It's 200 metres water resistant, so you can definitely go in the sea with it. And overall, it's a very good, sturdy watch. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the review. If you do, please hit the like button down below. Please think about subscribing and hitting the notification bell to be notified when I upload the next load of videos. Thanks again. Bye bye.